Hey guys, welcome back to Cake for Breakfast. This is our second episode. If you came back and you are tuning in or you checked in to see where we were in the planet, well, we appreciate it. We appreciate the support because as we told you before, this is a brand new endeavor for us. So, how do you think we've been doing so far?
Well, I think it's all right. You know, we're getting the hang of this, especially for me. Like, I'm really more of like an introvert, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not really a type of person, I'm not really outspoken like that, especially in front of like a broad audience. So that's not really my thing, but hey, we're here. You know, we took the leap and we're doing it. We're here. We already got one episode down. This is our second episode. So you got to start from somewhere, right?
Yeah, and I don't think we've done so bad. Like, I think once we put it up on the Instagram page, I feel like we got more support. We got a few more views. We got a few more follows. So that was cool. So shout out to all our friends and family that have supported us in this by liking and following and actually watching our first pilot. So speaking of everyone supported, I took a what do you call it, like a poll on my personal Instagram, right? Because I saw, or I've been seeing these memes that are like bring back the natural bodies or whatever it was that I saw. So I was curious to see how people felt about it, and so I did a poll, and basically I asked what body takes the cake, right? And all pun intended. Natural bodies, surgically enhanced bodies, or it doesn't matter. And can you take a wild guess which body won?
What body did win?
Well, I'm very proud of our people that took our poll. Okay. Because 100% said natural body.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I would say a natural body would win.
I mean, I would say a natural body just because I like my natural body.
Yeah. I mean, you know, and nothing against anyone who's, you know, spent their hard-earned money on their body, you know, to each his own. This is not something that we're doing to say that one is better than the other. This is just opinions, preferences. You know, what would you go for? So this has nothing against anybody who's gotten their body done. I think it's cool. Like, I don't have an issue with that at all.
And we're gonna talk about the different body situations that do come across, right? So there are people that are very comfortable with their body. I'm one of those people. Like, I eat what I want, and when I feel like my weight has gotten too much or my cheeks maybe got too chunky, then I'm like, oop, I should probably cut down on whatever sweets, bread, love bread, soda, etc., right? So I'm one of those people. But then I've had friends that are like, I wish I could just gain weight, right? And we never talk about those people that are like, I eat everything I want just to gain like 10 pounds and I can't. And so there's like that awkward balance or imbalance really of body positivity that we all just seem to sort of miss. So with that being said, again, I don't have any like nay or yay really, because I've personally thought about, and you know that I struggled with, should I do this to myself? Should I not do this? Yeah. And then when I learned a little more, I'm like, oh no, I don't even like doctors like that. Yeah. I don't even want to visit you that much. Yeah. So definitely. I did have that curiosity on what body positivity is, and I was actually reading up on it because, you know, I'm nosy, right? And so this was a really interesting thing I read, and I want your input of it as a man, because men also have body positivity and or are very conscious of their looks, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it's not just a woman's thing, it's everybody's thing.
Yeah, it's definitely men too.
So according to the Mental Health Foundation, a healthy body image means you feel comfortable in your body and you feel good about the way you look. This includes what you think and feel about your appearance and how you judge your own self-worth. A negative body image can put you at a higher risk of certain mental health conditions, such as eating disorders and depression, as well as other things, right? So as a guy, and I know you've invested a lot of time in healthy food. You visit the health food store for your special vitamins. You at one point were dedicated to the gym 2-3 times a day. Like, you were uber strict. How impactful is a statement like a healthy body image means you feel comfortable in your own body?
Okay. I can agree to that to a certain extent. First of all, I think we all should be comfortable in our own skin, period. And if you don't like what you see, then you have the freedom to make whatever changes that you need to make. So I agree with that statement, I do, but at the same time, I do feel like you should just be comfortable in your skin no matter what, and you should be able to make whatever changes that you need to make. If you're looking in the mirror and you don't like what you see in that mirror, all right, do something to change that instead of complaining. If you're not gonna do anything to change it, then that's fine too, but be comfortable with who you are as a person. Be okay with the fact that maybe people might have things to say about you. People might make comments like, hey, big guy, or oh man, it looks like the wife is feeding you good. You know what I mean?
and that's a plus for the wife.
Of course.
Because she's handling her business.
Of course, but again, listen, there's always there's people are always gonna say things. So definitely you want to be comfortable in your own skin no matter what. Whether you're in shape or whether you're not in shape, you always want to be confident in who you are as a person. And if you're not, then get out there and do something to change it. There's nobody telling you that you can't eat right, that you can't go to the gym. We make our choices in this life, so you have to choose what path is right for you. So that's my take on it.
So you and I talk about this a lot, right? Especially what people say. I feel like many a time we need to put on a filter, like on what people say. Like sometimes people, and I tell you this all the time, I don't really think people always mean to the negative thing when they're like, hey, big guy, or what's the other thing? Like big dog, OG, I don't really think that I feel more so like they're giving you your flowers.
Well, big dog, sorry to cut you. Big dog and OG, that's different.
Yeah, but but depending on how you're feeling.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. I guess. And listen,
someone may be like, oh, that means I look old. But what if they're just paying you respect because you're older than them?
Yeah, I get the OG commentary now, like especially when I'm working. I get passengers that come on, especially the young men and women that come on the bus. Yo, OG, thank you for the ride the other day. Yo, OG. Now, it's a love-hate thing with me with the term OG, because when I hear OG, yes, they're acknowledging the fact that, you're their elder. I'm their elder, which I love and I respect that and I appreciate that. On the other hand, it also reminds me of how old I am now, and I'm just like, oh, come on. Like, I don't need you to remind me that, I'm older. But I never take it to the heart. Like, I always think about it as some type of term of endearment. Like, hey, OG, what's going on? Somebody who's been in the game for a while, somebody who's wiser. So that's how I take it. Now, let's go into big guy. Yo, I hate that shit. Yo, let me tell you something. Part of my language, right? But, sometimes, we all look in the mirror. Every morning we wake up, the first thing we see is a mirror. We're brushing our teeth is a mirror. We're getting dressed as a mirror. I know I'm a big guy, okay? Why do you feel like you have to acknowledge that? Hey, big guy. Because I'm going to tell you why I hate it so much, right?
Tell me.
Because
tell us.
When I was at the point of my life where I was dieting strictly, I was in the gym about 5-6 days a week and all of that stuff. I had lost weight. I was in really good shape. Whatever the case was, the comments that I got was, man, that's what the gym looks like? or yo, man, getting it, you know, or, you know, something other than big guy. Like, I didn't hear the words, hey, big man or big guy. I didn't hear that, you know? Like, I heard other things besides that. But, you know, you put on weight, and now all of a sudden it's big guy, yo, big man. And I don't take it to the heart. I just can't stand it. But I'm not ever gonna be mad at anyone or be like, yo, what the fuck, yo? No, never. Like, first of all, I'm grateful to even be acknowledged out here. So that's, whether you call me big guy, big man, yo, how you want to show me love is how you want to show me love. I ain't gonna stop you, period. So it's all good, but I still can't stand it.
and you know what? Like, the part of me that hears you, your heart understands it, but the flip side to that is that you're my big guy. And when I describe you to people, I go, when you look at him, he's this big black man, and I'm not thinking big, I'm thinking tall and strong. And you know, right. And when he smiles, it's like he just melts. Like, whatever it is that you thought, whatever opinion you had, that it's definitely not what's matching the moment he smiles. And so I always describe you as, yeah, he's a really big black guy, and he smiles and has the best smile in the whole wide world, right? And I never mean it in any disrespect, and I definitely don't mean it like, you know, he's a big guy and he can't move. I mean it more like he's a big guy, and especially in comparison to me, right, who's only 5'3" and I need help to like get things at the top shelf. Everywhere we go, the supermarket, my kitchen. So I never mean anything by it, but I always feel like I have to tell you how much I love you no matter what, because when you and I met, we were like, what, 30, 40 pounds lighter than we are right now?
Yeah.
We were very slim. He was into the gym and I was into like watching everything I ate, quite frankly. Still eating my cheeseburgers though, because I love those. But that body positivity that you and I try to keep up is part of self-care and self-love. And we all struggle with it. Like, you have the parts that you struggle with. I have the parts that I struggle with. And we always tell each other like nobody notices that, right? When we're like really like fighting ourselves. Mm-hmm. Like when I have those battles in the mirror and I'm just like, oh, I hate that part of my face. And it gets so bad, and he'll tell you like it'll get so bad that I don't even want him near me. I don't want him to acknowledge me. I would love to be put in a box and be left alone, because that's how much it affects me.
Yeah.
So I know that you helped me a lot out of that. Like, it's okay, it's not a big deal, nobody noticed it, and so I feel like we all struggle with that, but I do really try to always have like a positive image of myself, so much so that I still wear bikinis at the beach, and I don't care what my body looks like, and if it's slim, if it's not slim, if the chichos are rolling out, I'm just like, yeah, I'm just trying to tan. And I feel like that's a beautiful thing that you and I are able to like really sustain ourselves through it. But there is that like filtering that we constantly have to do to like try to like be okay, because the hard reality is that we do not have the time to be at the gym 4 or 5 hours a day, or even 3 times a day like you used to do. Like, our time is so limited now.
It's not as easy to get back into that groove, because like you said, we have so much more responsibilities and so much more things going on in our lives that you know, when you commit to something like going to the gym, you know, you have to be committed to that. And I'm not saying that I can't find a way to do it, because I still do go to the gym, not as much as I used to. And I'm struggling to find like a good groove, because things are constantly changing in what I do. So I will have like a week where I'll be in there like a good 4 or 5 days for the week, and then the next week will come and something will happen and I'm only able to get in there once or twice, and that kind of messes up your whole morale. So, you know, so for me now, I'm in the process of trying to find more of another way to do it. Like, I'm trying to see if I can adjust my diet a little bit more to compensate for the time that I have now. to go to the gym. So, okay, I can get to the gym 2 to 3 days for the week, but while I'm only able to get in there for 2 or 3 days, I'm also dieting and watching what I eat, which is also 80% of whatever you're doing. Dieting is like the most important. I would never encourage anybody to feel to be okay with being like extremely overweight and out of shape. But I'm not gonna shame or talk down to anybody who's like that, because if you're comfortable with who you are, then that's great.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's also valuable to say, which I say this to you all the time, you could be someone that is heavy and be classified as obese, of course.
Yeah.
That has no high blood pressure, no cholesterol, no diabetes. There are 1,000 things that can make a person struggle with weight, from hormonal imbalances to which is what I struggle with, to like thyroid issues. Definitely. And other medications that you have to take for other things. So it's a real, and we bring it up, and I definitely picked this specifically, the body positivity thing, because I feel like it's something that we all struggle with, and we talk about it all the time. And I'm glad you said that last part, like I can't do this, but I make an effort on my diet and what I eat, because a lot of times social media does not talk about that.
No.
And we have very impressionable youth that follow, trends, and they're like, I need to do my little smoothie, this and that, and I bring it up, and I'm going to give you the stats. Again, according to the Mental Health Foundation, 37% of teenagers feel or have felt upset with their bodies, and 31% of them feel shame. So that's a high percentage of teenagers, which again, they're still growing and learning, impressionable. More interesting was that 34% of adults feel anxious about their bodies. And again, very normal to feel anxious. Teenage years, that's rough. I remember when I was a teenager, I did all types of things to be a 0 and a 1 and a 2, but that wasn't really my body. Like, I was busy doing sports and dance and other things, so my muscles were obviously developing to whatever I was doing.
Yeah.
But it's important to have this body positivity conversation with teenagers. Like, everything you see on social media is not real life. This is real life. Like, yes, you have such a busy life that you can't do every single workout that you thought you were gonna do, but you should definitely have, good food, veggies, your proteins, whatever protein that looks like, whether you're replacing chicken with quinoa or whatever the case is.
Yes.
So that was really why I brought it up, because I feel like as parents, you and I have these conversations with our sons about, eating good, making sure you're active. But we never make an emphasis on being skinny, and we've never made an emphasis on a particular body type to be had. And between our 3 kids, they each look so different. Body-wise, height-wise, body-wise, personality-wise, mentality-wise. They're so different that I feel like we could never just be like, guys, this is what you're supposed to look like. Yeah. But we've definitely always encouraged them to be active, be mindful of their food, and to love themselves just as they are, and be accepting of themselves. Because remember that thing you sent me the other day that said, how you love yourself is how someone else will love you.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And that was just like, wow. Like, and I tell you all the time, like, I love you no matter what. And you tell me the same thing. And we've told our kids that. Right? And so body positivity is a very important thing to talk about. And not just like positively accepting others, but mainly positively accepting yourself and being happy with what you look like. And if you have to set goals for yourself, set them. Like, if there's something you want to do or somewhere you want to get to in a particular area, get it done. Like, set my little goals that get you to the big goal. So that was really, really why I wanted to talk about body positivity. And I wanted to use this as an example because, a lot of adults will not admit how hard they have to work to keep whatever weight they're at. And it's not because it's the perfect weight. It's just like because you just can't go up one more size.
Yo, it's a struggle. And look, and again, you know, to piggyback off of what you're saying, talk to the youth, talk to our youth about this, because the youth now are 10 times more ruthless than they were when I was growing up. We actually have feelings. Kids now, yikes, they are horrible. And so if you have kids and they're struggling with weight and stuff like that, you know, like Mariella said, you're not going to give them a reference. You're not going to say, well, you know, if you want to be happy, you got to look like this person. No, you should encourage your kids to be happy with who they are first, number one. All right. And always make sure that even if they're happy with who they are, always educate them on the consequences of being overweight, and that if they're going to make any lifestyle changes, it's not because this person said that or that person said that. It's because they want to feel better as a person. They want to do better as their own individual self, not because of what A, B, and C said about them. And that's also important as well, because I struggled with that too. Somebody would say something negative about me, and I'll be in the gym the next day. Oh, your arms, your chest is bigger than your rear delta. Some crazy.
Who says that?
Yeah, like somebody say something crazy, and I'll be like, shoot, I'm about to show this guy. You know, so and one thing I realized, like, once I stopped caring about what other people thought about me, and once I stopped really caring about the comments, because even your friends are gonna have things to say about you, and you know, at that point, it's like, all right, I can't really take this to the heart, because you're gonna have friends that are gonna be like, yo, you looking really big now, or something like that. You know, those are your boys, or yeah, whatever. But you know, you love them regardless, and you know that they just. You know, they're just telling you what it is because they want to see you do better, even though sometimes, you know, their delivery might not be all that good. But, you know, you take it for what it is. But, yeah, just you know, not to get off topic too much, but just encourage your kids to love who they are as a person. Educate them on the importance of a balanced diet or trying to stay active, because a lot of our kids, they're behind those computers all day. They don't do anything, and they don't want to do anything. So force them to go outside, even if it's to take out the trash, you know. Give them some type of outdoor activity. Send them to the store for some milk and sugar and eggs, you know. Get them active, but also make sure that they love themselves as well, because bullying is real and it's gotten worse over the years. So again, guys, encourage our children to just love themselves, you know, and get them out there, get them to stay active. As far as the adults go, you know, we're a little bit different. You know, we can laugh off a joke in most cases. Most of us can, you know, so, but we do have our insecurities as well. And, you know, sometimes our insecurities, they travel wide, man.
They do.
You know, and it's like, cause, you know, being overweight can make you think so many different things about yourself and about people around you.
Right.
Right. You know, especially like in a relationship, you thinking like, man, you know, my wife must look at me like, ugh, you know, or you come out the shower and like, is she like, ooh, or is she like,
and by the way, a good loving wife is probably just like, ooh, he's out of the shower, he's gonna smell so good. And that's the end of that thought process, right? Like, not a single other thought went by. And something that you and I have always said to each other is like, hey, if I ever reach that point where I'm starting to like really have a problem, could you like let me know? Would you be so kind to have that conversation with me? And I love that what you said. But you know, something I've heard, and this person used to be a really close friend of mine, was that while all her friends were, you know, curvy, she actually felt like she was never going to get married because she was the entire opposite of. And and in a lot of Latino culture, as it is in Black culture, right, Caribbean culture, women are like curvy, right? They're like, you know, guys like that. And she used to be like, no matter what I eat, and that's the person that like came to mind. No matter what I eat, I can't gain weight. And it's like, who's gonna love me like that? And it's like, somebody's gonna love you. Someone's gonna.
There's always somebody for everybody.
And so, ironically enough, she had her first baby. I'm gonna go for a year or two ago or something like that. And I saw her on social media. I hadn't seen her in a really long time, but she found me on social media, and I was like, oh my God, look at her! And homegirl looks so good. And she was like, it was the baby. I needed to have a baby. And she's so happy. But so again, it's like that struggle is both for bigger people and smaller people, because what do people say when you look so skinny? Oh my God, she doesn't eat. She needs to have some chocolate. She needs to have a meal.
Yeah, somebody's always gonna have something to say. All right, do it for you.
Do it for you.
Do it for you. Okay, be happy with whatever decisions you make, but also understand that there are always going to be consequences behind every decision you make, and that's something that you have to go over with yourself. But be happy with who you are as a person. Don't let nobody tell you that you have to be a certain way. You don't have to be what anybody else wants you to be. Be who you want to be. When you look in that mirror, you determine who you want to be. At that moment, when you get up in the morning, you have to make the decision on whether you're happy with who you are or if you're not. And if you're not, guess what? It ain't nobody's fault but yourself. So you take the responsibility and you go out there and you make whatever changes that you feel like you need to make. And remember something too. Slow motion is better than no motion. All right? You got to start from somewhere. All right? Whether it's you take whatever you feel like that's hurting you, whether it be sweet foods or whatever. Me, I like sweets. I'm like, dude, yo, put a cookie right here. It's going in a second.
And that's why we have cake for breakfast.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? Cake for breakfast. Here you go. All right? But at the same time, like, you know, I stay active. I do work out. I adjust my diet and my stuff so I can have my cake for breakfast. And I feel like that's what we all need to do. Just, take things in strides, moderations. Don't go too overboard. Just kind of watch what you eat, but also have fun as well. All right. I know we all like to think, I'm not having no salt, no seasoning or whatever. Man, you are not training to be a professional bodybuilder, dude. All right. Have your little sazon, your little, you know what I mean? Yeah. Have your sofrito, your empties, whatever you're going to put in your food. Do that, right? And look, if you felt like you had too many carbs earlier in the day, all right, so tonight I'm just gonna have a salad. I'm gonna chill. I'm not gonna have nothing too crazy.
I mean, I'll probably just have the chicken or whatever.
Right. Just little adjustments, and again, be happy with who you are. If you went out there and you spent money on your body, then own that, okay? Because there are women out there with BBLs and body work that look great. And there are some women that is like, dang.
Your doctor didn't do
your doctor didn't do, But hey, listen, if you happy with yourself, then you happy with yourself.
Yes.
But anyways, people, we thank you so much for tuning in to Cake for Breakfast. Anything you want to say?
No, just remember, it's always you versus you, and that's all that matters. And we're going to be back with the next episode. And again, the topics we're going to bring up are always going to be things that people actually talk about, not something that's too far in for anyone. We are your regular average couple that have the same struggles as everyone else. And so we definitely want to keep the conversations going. So tune in for next time.
Yep, tune in for next time.
Breakfast.
Cake for breakfast, baby.
Cheers.
And don't forget, salute.
Salute.
Cake for breakfast. And guys, don't forget to leave your comments. Any suggestions you might have for us, any questions you might have for us as a couple. We also do low-key marriage counseling. We don't do marriage counseling.
That's not true.
But
you can ask us stuff.
But you can ask us stuff as well. All right. And yeah, like, share, subscribe, and peace, love, and stay warm and stay safe, everybody. All right. Later.
Bye.